Hello everyone. Let me continue the theorems on sigma algebra. Here I have a statement. In any sigma algebra A, any countable union can be expressed as countable disjoint union. In the sense, I have to express union of some countable sets will be equal to union of some disjoint sets. Disjoint set meaning is there is no common element. Two sets A and B are said to be disjoint, or two sets B1 and B2 are said to be disjoint if there is no common element between B1 and B2. Meaning is B1 intersection B2 is equal to null set. So two sets B1 and B2 are disjoint only when their intersection is equal to null set, or else there is no common element between B1 and B2. So we have to express union of some countable sets will be equal to union of some disjoint sets. Now let us take a set AI such that I is equal to 1 to infinity be any countable collection of sets. I'll send you the notes of same, so just I'll try to skip the statements to write. So collection of sets in a sigma algebra A. So I have considered proof of this. I have considered a set of all the countable union. I have considered a set which contains a countable collection. AI is a countable collection of a set. So it contains infinite number of countable sets within that. So among that, let me take any two sets, say A1 and A2. Now let me consider A1 union A2 in such a way that let us assume this value, the set will be equal to A2 union difference of these two sets, in the sense A1 minus A2. Similarly, let me consider union of three sets A2 union A3. I can write this as A3 union difference of the remaining sets, that is A1 minus A2. A1 minus, since I have taken A1 union A2, so I can express this as A2 minus difference of those two. I have taken three sets now, so I can write A3 union A1 minus A2 minus A3. Now suppose if you are going to consider union of four sets, say A3 union A4, I can write this as A4 union difference of all the sets A1 minus A2 minus A3. So when I continue the same procedure, I can write, let me take a union of n minus 1 sets. Fine. So I can write it as difference of n minus 1 set. So it is A n minus 1. Now let me define another set B1 in such a way that B1 is equal to A1 and B2 is equal to difference of 2 set and B3 is equal to difference of 3 set. And it continues. And so on, Bn will be equal to An minus A1 minus A2 up to An minus 1. Meaning is, I have assumed A1 as B1 and a difference of A2 minus A1 as B2. Similarly, A3 minus A1 minus A2 as B3. So when I have Bn, I can write that as An minus An minus 1. Now, before getting to the theorem, I'll give you a key point. Remember, algebra of a set is closed under finite difference. Algebra of set is closed under finite difference. The meaning is that if you are going to take difference of, suppose if an element B1, B2 belongs to an algebra of set A, then it is closed under finite difference. In the sense, if you are going to take B1 minus B2, that will again belongs to algebra of set A. This is what the meaning of finite difference is. Now, I have taken a set Bn as An minus a1 minus a2 so on an minus 1. So as I said now, algebra of set is closed under finite difference. So this difference in the sense a set B1 and the set A2 minus A1 is different set. It is denoted by B2. So B2 and B3 so on Bn will belongs to algebra of set A. Why? Because algebra of set is closed under finite difference. Now let us consider a set A such that it contains union of all finite sets for which I should not equal to j. In the sense suffix value will never be equal to each other. Now I have to prove that Bn's are disjoints. In the sense there is no common elements in between. So let me consider a set Bi intersection Bj. I have assumed the condition I not equal to j. Meaning is that Bi set is different from Bj. So Bn I have assumed that as Bn as An minus A1 to An minus 1. Similarly, how can I write Bi as? So I can write Bi as Ai minus A1 minus A2 so on Ai minus 1. Why? Because Bn is An minus 1. So Bi will become Ai minus 1. Intersection Bj is Aj minus A1 minus A2 so on Aj minus 1. Now let me do the intersection in the sense common elements I have to write. So Ai as it is, so everything will comes as it is in the sense Ai intersection A1 complement intersection A2 complement intersection, let me take all Ai minus 1 complements intersection Aj intersection A1 complement intersection A2 complement so on intersection of A complement A dash minus 1. The doubt comes in our mind is that I have written A1 A2 in the intersection of sets, right? But I have taken its complements. Why? Because I have kept first and last element as it is. I mean Ai and Aj as it is, beginning of the elements of both the sets as it is. Rest of the elements I have taken complement because since A is an algebra, so it is closed under its complementation. In the sense complement of an element also belongs to the same set. That is the reason I can write if A1 belongs to algebra of set A, then its complement A1 complement also belongs to the same set. So that's why I have written all the elements as its complement. Now I can write this entire expression as Ai intersection A1 complement intersection A2 complement so on. Why? Because you have A1 complement A2 complement, all the elements is same. Left out element is Aj minus 1 complement. I have taken first element as it is, last element as it is. In between I have chosen A1 complement A2 complement only once. Why? Because I have the same element twice. So when you have intersection, no need to write it again. It is sufficient to write only one time. Fine. The meaning is that this is the value of Bi intersection Bj. Do we have any common element in between? Definitely we don't have. Why? Because Ai element is entirely different from A1 complement, A2 complement. Each and every element is different. So there is no, the meaning of intersection is that common element we are listing down. So we don't have any common element. So it is null set. So Bi intersection Bj is null set. It implies that they are distinct, or I can write they are disjoint set. So in the previous section I have told you about a disjoint set. When do we say two sets A and B are disjoint? Only when their intersection is null set. Since intersection of those two sets is equal to null set, therefore they are disjoint. So instead of writing that, I can write the same as all Bi's are disjoint. I can write disjoint in the sense there is no common elements in between. Thus, I can say all the collection of Bi's will be disjoint sets. All the collections will be disjoint sets. Now we can look at here. Since we have chosen elements or the sets in Bn is in terms of Ans. In the sense, I can clearly write Bn is proper subset of An for all n. Why? Because look at this equation. I have chosen Bn in terms of Ans. So Bn contains an element of the form An. So clearly Bn is subset of An for all n. Now let me take union on both sides from n is equal to 1 to infinity. In the sense, collection of all the sets, all the possible sets, I am going to get this. Let me call this as equation 1. Now suppose if I am going to choose an element x in a set An, which is, remember here Bn is a disjoint set, and whereas An is a countable set. An is a countable set, whereas Bn is a disjoint set. Now I have chosen an element in Ax is an arbitrary element. I have chosen it from this set, that is countable set. Now for any positive integer k, x belongs to ak. Why? Because x is one of the element in all the collection of all these sets, countable sets. So suppose let me take a particular set, say ak. If x belongs to ak, clearly x does not belongs to any other sets. A2 or x does not belongs to ak minus 1. Meaning is that suppose I have an element x here, right? X belongs to ak. So rest of the sets, in the sense, the set before this is ak minus 1 up to so on a1. If this element belongs to one set, this element need not belongs to any other set. So that is the reason I can write this. The meaning is that x can belongs to ak in this particular set. X will belongs to ak, but it will not belongs to any other set. So I can subtract all other sets from ak. A1 minus A2 up to ak minus 1. In the sense, x will belongs to only ak, not to any others remaining set, ak minus 1 sets. Now have a look on the expression. Bn I have assumed as an minus 1. So if I have, since you have k in place of n, look at here, Bn, An, A1, A2, An minus 1. Similarly, in place of n, I have k. Compare this equation with this. So I can write this as bk. Why? Because An minus 1 is Bn. So ak minus 1 is, I can write this as bk. Now let me take an element x. The meaning is that this entire thing I can replace with bk. So x can belongs to bk. Fine. Meaning is that what I have assumed is an element x belongs to ak. What I have proved is x also belongs to bk. Right? Or I can say x belongs to some bn. Right? So from these two, I can write an is subset of bn. In the sense, x is an element which is in a given set an. Also, x is in bn as well. So since x belongs to those two sets, so I can say an is subset of bn for all n. Now let me take union on both sides. You will get n is equal to 1 to infinity. An is equal to, just I have taken union on both sides. So let us take this as equation 2. Now compare equation 1 and 2. Here is a equation 1. Compare equation 1 and 2. So here Bn is subset of An. Here An is subset of Bn. So I can say from 1 and 2, union n is equal to 1 to infinity. An is equal to union n is equal to 1 to infinity Bn. That is, An is another than countable set. Bn is, I have written here, disjoint set. So what we have proved is union of countable sets is equal to union of disjoint set. Look at the statement. That is what we have to prove. Countable union can be expressed as countable disjoint set. Union of countable set is countable disjoint sets. That is what the proof is. I'll revise it once again. I have to prove union of all the sets of countable set A will be equal to union of disjoint set. Disjoint set in the sense intersection will be equal to null set. Meaning is there is no common element in between. Now I have taken two sets in a collection of all countable sets. Since A is countable sets, I have chosen two sets from that. Now consider a set that is union of these two sets in such a way that it will be equal to A2 union difference of these two, that is A1 minus A2. Similarly, if I am going to take union of three set, that will be equal to A3 minus difference of remaining two sets. Similarly, if I am going to take 4 set, last set as it is you have to keep, remaining difference set you have to take. So, when I continue this process, I will get n minus 1 sets, union of difference of n minus 1 sets. Now, let us take that difference set as B. Let me take B1 as A1 and the difference A2 minus A1 as B2. Again the difference A3 minus A1 minus A2 as B3. So when I continue this process, I can write Bn as An minus 1. Fine. Now, since A is an algebra, let me take some elements which is of the form Bn in the same set. Now, the set A can be written as union of I is equal to 1 to infinity Ai. Suppose if I not equal to, in the sense countable collection, or I am going to consider set of all the, union of all the countable set for which I not equal to j, in the sense Bi is different from Bj. If I am going to take intersection of those two, I have taken Bn as this expression. Replace n by I, you will get this expression. Fine. Intersection Bj, replace n by j, you will get this expression. Fine. If you are going to take intersection, keep first element as it is, rest of the elements I have taken as complement. Reason is that since A is an algebra, sigma algebra, it is given in the question itself. A is sigma algebra, so as per the definition it is closed under its complementation. So that is the reason I have replaced Ai's with its complements. Now let me keep first term as it is, and rest of the things I have changed it to complement. The meaning is that A is entirely different from its complement. So there is no common element in this expression. So if there is no common element, as per the property of intersection, we are going to write this as null set. So if Bi intersection Bj is null set, there is no common element. Meaning is they are disjoint sets. What I have proved is all Bi's are disjoint. So I have proved all Bi's are disjoint. Now let us consider all the collection of disjoint sets. I is equal to 1 to infinity, all the disjoint sets I have chosen. Now clearly what I have assumed is, look at here, all Bi's are in A. In the sense A is an algebra. So all the Bi's are in A. Therefore B is subset of A. Or else one more reason I can say is Bi's are in terms of Ai. Right? B I can express in terms of A. So B contains an elements of the form An. So I can write Bn is subset of An. So I can take union on both sides. So this is what I have got. So let me take this as equation 1. Now I have to prove the converse. So let me take one of the element in countable union set. An is countable union set. Fine. Since X belongs to this all countable union set, in particular let me say take one of the set AK, where K is a positive integer. The meaning is that if that element belongs to AK, then X will never belong to any other sets. Why? Because this set is in particular set say AK. That is what we have assumed. So X clearly does not belongs to any of the remaining sets. Meaning is that X clearly belongs to AK minus rest of the sets. Fine. The meaning is, so I have assumed here Bn is An minus 1. So AK to AK minus 1, I can write this as BK. So X belongs to BK. For some integer n, I can write X belongs to Bn. So An is subset of Bn. Why? Because I have assumed X belongs to AK as well. So from this expression and this expression, since X is in both the sides, I can write An as subset of Bn. I have taken union on both sides. Now compare equation 1 with 2. So I can write union of all countable sets is equal to union of all disjoint sets. Hope it is clear. The concept is quite abstract. You have to practice more so that you will get the concept very well. Thank you. Continue in the next session. please, before starting with the next theorem, go through all the basic definitions. Then only you will understand the concept. Otherwise, you may feel difficulty to understand. See you in the next class.